My name is Amy, and I work at the Hampton Park branch of the Forsyth County Public Library, and I'd like to introduce you to the first book in a favorite mystery series of mine. Sweetness at the Bottom of the Pie by Alan Bradley is the first book in a 10-book mystery series featuring rather unusual book titles. Each of these titles comes from a literary quote that somehow relates to the story, and each book features a really fun main character, Flavia de Luce. Flavia is an 11-year-old girl who lives in a crumbling ancestral home called Buckshaw in 1950s England, and she has a knack for finding dead bodies. Alan Bradley, the author, says he realized early on in writing this series that there is no one who's so perfect to find out what's going on than an 11-year-old girl, because no one pays them the slightest bit of attention. As you might expect, Flavia is not your typical preteen girl with a typical family. Her notoriously adventurous mother, Harriet, was lost and presumed dead on an expedition to the Himalayas when Flavia was 1 year old. Her devastated father, a former prisoner of war, has taken refuge in his stamp collecting hobby. Flavia also lives with two eccentric older sisters and her father's fellow prisoner of war and jack-of-all-trades dogger, and their long-suffering cook who comes over each morning, Mrs. Mullet. Largely left to her own devices, Flavia has taken over her uncle's fully equipped chemistry lab in one wing of Buckshaw, and she's become a skilled chemist with a special interest in poisons. In this first book, an old schoolmate of her father's ends up dying in Buckshaw's cucumber patch, and her father is eventually accused of his murder. Flavia rides her trusty bicycle, named Gladys, all over the neighboring countryside and nearby towns, seeking clues and outfoxing the police to unravel the truth. I really enjoy the unique characters in this series and the wonderfully interesting time period and the vivid setting. Sweetness at the Bottom of the Pie is an Agatha Award-winning book and is available in paperback, large print, book on CD, and on Overdrive as an ebook. It's great fun to read and wonderful to listen to on CD, with excellent narration by award-winning British narrator Jane Entwistle. RB Digital also has some of the other books in this series on e-audiobook, also read by Miss Entwistle. If you are a fan of British mysteries, you should try this series. And remember that at FCPL, we know books.